wageni watatu Mheshimiwa Sebastian Kapufi mbunge, ambao ni wadau wa maendeleo kutoka Marekani. Wadau wa maendeleo kutoka Marekani, karibuni sana.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. How's everyone doing today? I was going to say I took over Brother Karras' live, but he snuck in and caught me. So,
shalom, everybody. Shalom.
He snuck in, and welcome to Q2UA Fundraising Day 3. And this is a week where we just really gonna go in on what Q2UA does, what our true mission is at heart, and what are the things that we have been working on to kind of let everybody know what we're doing, what our aim is, what our goal is, and what we have been doing for this past year.
Exactly.
I have on with me the CEO and one of the founders, Brother Karras, and also our logistics director, Brother Walt. And I'm Big Red, director of IT over at Q2UA. And we're just going to come in and hang out with y'all this morning for a little bit.
Yeah, they pulled me out the background today.
How's it going with you, Brother Karras, this morning? Oh, he's still on the road. Okay.
Yeah, my bad. I'm here. Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we got you.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, shalom, everyone. Not the usual greeting that you'll get for Quest United Africa on Covenant Awakens, all that other stuff. But thank you, Brother Red, Brother Walt, for holding this week down. I have to get things done with my school. This is my last year with education, and this is my last quote unquote like residency. So this helps with furthering a lot of things at Quest Unite Africa. Red says I don't need it, but I told Red, I said it may not be needed, but it greatly enhances the efficacy or effectiveness, right, of the mission, because we look at a lot of the situations on the continent. It becomes complicated. Red, how many hundreds of eye-opening conversations have we had over this last year?
So many.
And it would be funny because Red would be like, I didn't think of that perspective. We just had a conversation yesterday with Walt, and we're trying to, because everybody learns from each other. We're not here just, it's a one-man show. It's not. My best job of being effective is to listen to the people in the organization, all of them. Mike and I were talking about one of our doctors here at Quest Unite Africa, and the program that they have. I can't go into any details because it's still all proprietary, but these are the partnerships that we deal with, because Mike was saying, how do we bring that over here to Tanzania? And I said simple. We can do that throughout the whole continent. And on top of doing that, right, we already understand there has to be a robust telecommunications data center infrastructure plan that accompanies everything, because everything that we do, even right now as we're doing the StreamYard, we're effectively utilizing a IT infrastructure background that's able to send large amounts of data to folks that are either an end user through YouTube or Facebook. But it took us a couple years to get here just in the United States. So now we have to consider what it would take in places in the Sahel, places in East Africa, West Africa. We were talking the other day, and there's still places in Nigeria that don't have electricity. And if you didn't know, Nigeria is one of the wealthiest countries in West Africa. And yet we're talking about Nigeria not having access to a steady power supply, and they export all that oil. Well, that goes to show you the blatant disregard and mismanagement of funds. Because here's the thing, here where we're at in the West, in the diaspora, of course, we get cut off from a lot of the capital structures, and that's been proven. We can go study after study on that one if you're an African diaspora. It's been proven. There's no bias on that one. It's evidence-based. It's a fact. But what the societies in large and in whole do is they ensure that their technology is available to everyone, and the basics of energy, water, clean water, energy, telecommunications is available. And in some places like France, Germany, and even the United Kingdom, a lot of those resources that we take for granted, or even actually we pay on, those resources are subsidized by their countries as part of their social programs. A lot of folks overseas, they don't really pay a cell phone bill, especially in Europe. A lot of folks in Europe, they don't really pay a water bill. Now for energy, oh yeah, they're definitely paying that energy bill since that pipeline got blown up. Yeah, that energy bill is definitely getting paid. But in terms of data and telecommunications, why? Why is that so vital? Because it provides an emergency management solution. So everybody knows if there is some sort of an emergency situation to where communications need to be pushed to the community at large. Some folks would say that that's a basic human right to be informed of what? Pending disaster. So in doing so, yes, data and telecommunications for most countries that we're scattered to in the diaspora, they provide that. I mean, even SSI provides an allowance of cell phones. You still get that if you have SSI, disability, or low income. So that need is there on the continent, and it can be done, but we have to provide and help them with recommending practical solutions. Because here's the thing, we have to deal with our brothers and sisters over there, as Brother Mike would say, now that he came on in there. We have to deal with them according to knowledge, right? And the way that we deal with them is that we don't go on in there and we just throw our weight around. You need to listen to us. We're in the diaspora. You need to listen to us. We know what we're doing. We've been here doing this. Look how great we've made the United States. Because here's the thing, they don't know all the inventions. and innovations and practices that we've created here, they don't know that. Because why? It's not told to them, nor is it told to the rest of the world of what we contributed to make this place a technological superior community. And I would be loose on the word community.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what we have to challenge and we have to combat, because why? Because here's the situation of it all. We have a lot of inventors, especially in the African American and African diaspora, and our continental African brothers and sisters, and nobody's pushing inventions like that from our community. And the reason is because honestly, it's not worth it anymore. If I'm going to push an invention to where that invention is then going to be either stolen or I'm going to get killed or deleted, for trying to copyright that and patent that, all that does is, all the patent office, as we've seen it, as we've experienced it, let's just be honest, comes with the fact that you're letting people know that you have something that they can make money on, so they will separate you from your idea so they can monetize it.
Mm-hmm.
That is definitely the truth.
What's the one Hebrew, Moses, that invented the machine that pulls the moisture out of the air? Like, soon as he had that machine, I think, was it just last year, some white dude came up into CES, that's a consumer electronics show, and had the same machine.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Same exact machine.
Yeah, and do you understand how many lawsuits he has? And let me tell you, it was that Eastern Mediterranean nation that does what? They steal everything. For real. That's all the patent office is. Hey, let's use your inventions. Let's use your inventions and we'll steal it and we'll say it's ours.
Yep. Say the one thing they did invent is a patent.
They invented a better way to steal.
Right.
Yep.
I never understood how people sit around and they talk about how these great inventors, from white folks that did everything. What's your boy name? They say invade the light bulb and all of that. He ran a patent.
Benjamin Franklin.
Benjamin Franklin did electricity. Well,
no, that was Thomas Edison. That was Thomas Edison.
That was it. Yeah, his name is.
And they don't. Yeah.
He ran a patent.
Exactly, but they don't tell you the 23 brilliant Black or African American inventors that he had on staff. That all he was doing, I believe his name was Granville. He left and he took his railroad coupling machine with him, his rail car coupling device. Do you know that that's responsible for creating industry all throughout the world just based off of his device to couple up rail cars?
What?
But they're not going to tell you that.
I know that.
Yeah,
of course not.
He left.
Railroad was heavy in industry back then. It still is now.
Exactly.
Yeah, it still is.
They're not going to tell you that the one brothers, I think, out of somewhere in the Midwest, either Missouri or Arkansas, in the 1850s, they had the first automobile. Mm-hmm. They called it a wireless carriage, and it was more of a bus. But that was done way before the first automobile was created or patented under Ford.
Yeah. But Ford Ford had a black guy who worked hand in hand with him. There was a black guy that worked hand in hand with him with that when they brought out the T model or something like that.
Yeah, that Model T. Yeah.
Model T. Nah, it was a black guy. They said he was the main source of Ford.
Exactly, because here's the thing: we were already inventing that even before the Civil War. So we already knew a lot of the mechanics in the mechanical industry. Why do you think? And I would always kind of preface this. Why do you think they're trying to do a big deal on STEM? And the reason is that I believe that they're trying to do a big deal on STEM is because we don't have the space and the capacity to be innovative. Not in
Yeah.
this day, not in this age. Because why? Because everybody's trying to survive here in the United States. This is not 20, 30, 40 years ago. It's not.
Yeah.
Because why? Because a lot of black people understand there's no future here.
It's not.
So what are we now trying to do? We're trying to survive. So if we're trying to survive, guess what's happening? We're not worrying about anything to deal with.
We don't want nothing new. We just want to go to work, make money, come home, and try to keep up with the Joneses.
Exactly. Exactly. So now they're pushing STEM because why? Because they want to have their people try to engage. But the problem is their people really don't provide those innovative resources. We always do. Now, when we come up with the plan, they see what we do and then they try to steal it.
They do steal it.
And then they steal it. Yeah. And then they steal it.
They
But that's
steal
the
it, put a little
formula.
spin on it, and say, "Hey, well, I created this." Like, joke, it's the same thing. No, it's different, because it's one small thing that's different.
It's like how you have these European Spaniards, the Puerto Ricans and stuff that we over here, white as all get out, and then they tried to say that they invented breakdancing because breakdancing in the Olympics, and they had a hand in it. And I'm like, dude, y'all had no hand in it. They were breakdancing back in zoot suits back in the 1930s and 20s, like when they were doing dance joints. Y'all were nowhere near around that. They always do this. They'll take something that we created and take it and run with it, and then next thing you know,
hey, we did this. We started it.
They got a whole Olympic event in the Olympics for the breakdancing. And
I never knew that. I never knew that. Wow. If they would have had breakdancing back in the 80s, man, all our folks would have been there. All my,
the reason why
like 7 or 8 people I know personally would have won.
Well, you know what? But truthfully, it was way before then. You go back into Africa, they were down there spinning on their heads, and they was dancing. And this, what they call the helicopter, you remember that? You remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember the move? They was doing that back in. Oh man, this is black and white. When they was doing this, yes.
Yeah.
I just looked at this video. I got to get the video, man. But it was the earliest. What they call, they call it breakdancing. Now I don't know what it was called then, but they was doing it.
Yeah.
Yep. Moves and stuff. They all have their origins within the culture, and the more we start forming different relationships on the continent, the more we start learning these things and seeing stuff from folks and seeing just the African view of things and seeing how we're really not that different.
No.
Hey, Red, I'm gonna tell you this. I went to a what do they call it? A wedding. It was the what do they call it? It was a pre-reception, pre-wedding party. Let me tell you something. No, we're not far apart like what you said. Now, I'm gonna tell you what they did. And then this is like an international thing that we do. It seems like everybody do it. We call it the what's the wedding step that everybody do at weddings? The dance. The electric slide. They were doing the same thing.
Man, because when we were in Africa, we went to a little Catholic coordination or something, that they had in the area where we were staying, and them jokers broke out with the electric slide. I was like, man, me and Chris was like, are they doing that because we here, or is that just something that they do?
They do it, man.
All the way on the continent, on the east side of the continent.
That is something that they do. I've seen lots of videos. There was one where they was on the beach, and basically, just like you said, everybody just got together, and you would thought they was doing the Cupid shuffle. They was all doing line dances in the row. Same thing when they started singing songs and stuff. There was another one. It was some Bantu traditional songs I was watching. The same thing, all in the group, all moving together. Like it's a universal thing. You know, that's why I try to tell a lot of African Americans here. That's us over there. They just was oppressed in a different way than we were over here. And this is why we're, you know, when we go over there, our main focus with Q2UA is this is how we push, like we talked about yesterday with the businesses. Yeah. We push that with the relationships that we make.
Exactly. We
meet the people, talk to the people, understand what they need, understand what they want. It's like what Brother Carrot said earlier. We don't just go in being like, oh, we're the diaspora, we know everything, put our foot on the table, and we'll tell them to start rubbing our feet.
Nah, man, like I said, and the more that we go and visit and talk to people, the more, like I say, we do realize we the same. We got the same struggles. They just told us that they were different, but man, we got the same struggles over here. They've been colonized. They done been enslaved with their mind. Which is one of the hardest colonization to get rid of or to get out of.
Yeah.
To get, to let that mind go.
Man, I have so many different meetings with different owners here, and things. So I mean, it's something that this is just me, that we have to take the initiative, meet the brothers and sisters here that do business, speak with them, and you never know what you may open up. You never know what you just might open up. Because it's always, here is going to be with some business owners, with the majority of business owners, it's going to be some type of investment they need if they go do a partnership, because they barely have a business, and I think they just get to that point where they trying to get rid of that barely having a business, because that's a form of captivity. And truthfully, even though they're trying to move away from it, they literally are trying to move away from captivity and to be self-sufficient.
Yeah,
that's what they want, and that's what we want. The same thing.
We want the same.
We're just being said in different ways.
Alike. We have the same struggles. We got the same struggles. We want to get out of captivity too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the only way to do it is for us all to work together. Group economics. If we can spend our money within our own community and support each other, we can take, because we spend the most money, and if we can spend it within ourselves, within our own community, it will be we don't really need nobody else.
No, yeah, you're right. That'll be like, man, I mean, you'll put a hurt on somebody else. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, it's a good thing that we that we didn't do it, because if we did it, I don't think we'll be having this conversation right down to this day. If we spent 1.2 trillion within our own communities, how many African Americans will be willing to, hey, let's go to Africa and do business? They'd be like, man, no, you must be crazy.
Yeah, I'm in Africa within America, because I only spend money with Black businesses.
That's what I'm talking about. Because I mean, if we did spend that 1.2 trillion amongst African Americans, it'd be difficult for us to say, hey, let's go do business in Africa, because we got a good thing going right here.
Exactly.
And but they came in, affected Black businesses, affected Black employment. This is what this nation did. And so now with that, all right, what you just said, Red? Now we're in survival mode. And that's the worst thing you can do to an African American, is put them into survival mode. That's the worst thing you can do.
Because we'll do whatever.
There you go. And whatever it takes.
Yep.
You give me a handful of beans, for real, they going straight to the garden.
Yeah.
We go grow some beans. We're gonna get more, and we go start rotating these beans. So many beans, we go eat so many beans, we go plant until we start selling some of these beans.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing this country should have done.
Yep.
Is
And
put
that's
us
why
into oh boy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fight
Go
or
ahead, Reed, I'm
flight.
sorry.
No, you good. You good. That's pretty much leading into the point. That's why we started doing group economics again, but just with the African twist. That's all the same thing. And even still with African American businesses, like, you know, we talked about Nature's Legacy Garden the other day, and you know, the videos and stuff that was created. That was Brother Fastnickel with his business that he has with marketing and stuff. That's his vertical. That's his specialty. And that's what we're out here doing, is we're trying to connect the two sticks together. We got the people that want to do better on the continent, and our folks over here that's trying to do better over here. And we're basically putting those relationships and putting folks together and saying, hey, let's see what we all can do together. It's not about one big eye, one little me. It's not about one person doing this, one person doing that. Same thing like I said yesterday. If you have a business, you have something that the Most High put into your heart, that's what we're all talking about. Everybody got something different to bring. It's how it goes. We only can work together. What you got to say about that, Brother Fastnickel?
Well, shalom, everyone.
Shalom, brother.
Shalom.
Hey.
The one thing that I have learned from Brother Red is I'm always wanting to do things, get things going. And a lot of times Red will say, hey, you know what? We want to do this, but you know, we can't rush, or we have to take our time. So I've had to personally get used to going at a more even, or I don't want to say slower pace, but a just more even keel, and not be so quick to want to do things, because there's a bigger picture. And that's what's so great about what we're doing. You know, we don't have a lot of volunteers, but we have the right mix of volunteers.
Amen.
But regarding the people that listen to this call, I've always said, you know, when you look at people who have made a difference, it wasn't a long period of time. When you look at a guy like Richie Valens, the guy died at 17, but in a short 6-month period, he created 3 songs, and then even though he died in 1957 or 50, no, I think 59, in the year 2000, he was elected to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So people don't need a lot of time. Just like with Yahusha, you know, his ministry was 3 years, but it made a long-lasting impression. So you don't need a lot of time to do things. And so we have people that, if you're doing something that's your career, something that you love, that you'll do and you don't need to get paid for, that's what your gift is. So whatever that is, you can help Q2UA with using that gift. So, because a lot of people kind of think that there's nothing I can do to help the organization. But the truth is, just look at what you're passionate about. And that's your calling, that's your gift.
Exactly.
Amen.
Just do what you do.
That's
it. You know, and it don't, like I said, it doesn't take a lot, you know, because if you put a little bit in and Red put a little bit in, I put a little bit in, that makes it great.
Exactly.
Yes, no one person has to have it all, have to have all the answers. Because even me, I'm still learning, you know, because, you know, I put what I have in, Red put what he has in, Karis, and all the volunteers, we put it all together, and that's what makes us great.
And when I think it's, you know, the Most High is just bringing us all together. He got everybody they're playing their different parts. And that's the thing we have to understand. But when you come in thinking that you top dog, you need me. I mean, all you got to do is look at some of these movies of black entertainers or bands. You always will have that one who think he's the one who the people come to see. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And that's the one that end up on drugs. That's the one that end up on drugs out in the street. Y'all can need me.
Nights like this, I wish.
And that be the one that be trying to come back. Yeah, I got my voice back. I got my voice back. Man, nah, man.
You know, but one thing I learned, brother, from that is that majority of your drama like that are black bands and black groups. Majority of it. You know, and it will show you something that we have a struggle of coming back together.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it boils down to being, because you know, and I think we're doing it. I think we're doing that. I mean, you have disagreements and we press on, and everybody trying to, oh, I can't stand you and all that. No, we don't do that. We are so far past immaturity. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, they pitted us against each other, with the Willie Lynch little thing that he did, and put us all against each other. And we're just now realizing that was a game. That they don't want us to work together, because when we work together, we're powerful. And they can't manage, they can't manage us if we're all working together. Because even now, if they see a bunch of young African Americans together, they can be walking up like, what y'all doing? Why y'all here? Because even after slavery, they would not let more than 2 or 3 African Americans kind of hang together, because they knew that we was plotting a way for us to get on top.
Right.
And so they kept us apart so that we wouldn't work together, so that we wouldn't be able to survive without their input, or what they had to, or what they wanted to give us, not what they had, but what they wanted to give us. And we're just now realizing that was all a game. So let's look past all that, learn how to work together. Will there be arguments, disagreements, and all this? Yeah, there will be that. But it's the process of learning how to work with somebody that you've never worked with.
Well, I think that now that the curse has been lifted, more of our people are realizing that, where they didn't realize it before.
Yeah. I know I'm realizing.
Oh yeah, big time. It's it's like seeing with 2 eyes. It's like, okay, you've always heard that teamwork makes a dream work, but you really see it in manifestation when you really start doing it and just being like, all right, let's all just get in here. Everybody take their individual talents and they move. It's even, it's international, because a lot of our folks, some of us hail from the continent too.
And that's the thing I think about most about the people that volunteer now. We see that it does work better when we all get together and put in our our little 2 cents. We have disagreements and different opinions about a lot of different stuff, but when we look past that and we understand the mission, and the mission that the Most High has given us, the mission is so much more critical than these few little indiscretions that we may have amongst each other. And we just say, well, I may not agree with your views on what the feast days are, or how you treat your spouse or whatever, but the mission, as far as critical infrastructure and economic development, is so much more important than that.
One of the things that I'll point to, and it just came to my thoughts thinking about Brother Travis, is that one of the great things about volunteering is you can learn a skill that you may not have gone to school for, but you've always in the back of your mind wanted to learn more about. So this is a good opportunity to get involved with something that you don't really have that opportunity with your current position. But now, through volunteering, you can get that knowledge and that experience.
Yep, and build a relationship with the people who really know these things, and
Exactly.
like I say, and then just kind of walk in their shadow, while accomplishing the mission. Hey, what you want me to do? Okay, and then take your, do your self study, and yeah.
Exactly. I picked up a few new tricks and stuff working with, Brother Fastnickel. Just because I've been working in IT forever don't mean I know everything.
Yep, and and
It
and
don't.
and I've been doing business since the early '90s, but like Karis was saying, we was having a conversation yesterday, and I was like, man, I never thought about that, and I've been self-employed since the early '90s. But you can always learn something when you get around people who are willing to share.
That's it. And that's the point where we come in. It's like it's no our big eye and everybody else is just here along. It's we all realize that look, we're all here to serve. That's the point. The
Yeah,
Messiah is the true main character of this story. We all are
exactly.
just
He the
here to
boss.
do support. Exactly. He the boss.
Mhm.
And
He the boss.
his father is the upper management. You know what I'm saying?
That's
We're
right.
following them. That's we
Yeah.
just walking in their will and in their word, and it's all about really what he said. Because what did the Messiah do when he first started his ministry? He started forming relationships. He gathered 12
Exactly.
men together. Why to go teach? And he
Yeah.
started
Say, hey,
teaching.
they say, y'all, let's go do this. I need y'all to follow me. Where we going? Just don't worry about that. Come on, I got a plan.
And he chose to imagine some dude coming to you on your job, tapping you on your shoulder and saying, "Hey, come follow me.
Hey,
I'm gonna make you I know you work at a call center right now and you answer the phone, but you're gonna answer to the Most High if you follow me."
man, wait a minute. Hey, and the thing is, they didn't ask no question. Well, let's say it's not written that they asked questions, but like, where we gonna live or nothing? They was like, all right, bet, let's go. And
They just
they
gotta
have
permit it.
made an impact throughout the world for the past 2-3 thousand years. Well, not
And
3,000, but yeah.
still quoting their
Almost
words,
3,000.
still talking about their deeds.
Yeah, they still talking about, what they did, and yeah, yeah. It's
And I'm
amazing.
sure at the time it sounded crazy. It looked crazy.
Man,
They literally
man, I'm gonna
again.
get y'all.
We don't look at the word like, we got to put the word in perspective. He literally came on their jobs, helped them do
Yeah,
better, and say, all right, now quit this job and follow me.
I quit this. Come with me. I got something better for you.
That's like
You
somebody
know,
coming to your job, telling you how to become employee of the month. You got a big old bonus check that is saying, now quit and follow me.
yeah, quit. Follow me. Trust me, I got something better for you than that. And the thing is that they were average people. They weren't like no superhuman or super
No,
smart people. These were, some of them were
They were
murderers,
fishermen.
All
fishermen,
different personalities.
all different type personalities,
Mhm.
from the highest to the lowest. They all learn how to work together. They
Mhm.
all put their little part in, and the impact that the Most High has allowed them to have on the world is phenomenal.
And think about it. Peter and Paul had their differences, but they had a common mission.
Exactly.
Yes.
They kept their eye
mhm.
on the
Exactly.
prize, as they used to
Yes.
say back in the Baptist church when I was growing up. Keep your eye on the prize.
It don't matter because what we got to understand is these Gentile nations, or rather these foreign nations led by Gentiles, they don't like each other. We see that what's going on in world events, but guess what?
No,
They working together.
because they have their eye on the prize.
Mm-hmm.
And then once they accomplish the mission, they may separate, but when it comes to whatever their mission is, most
They'll
of
come right
most
back
of the
together.
time, most of the time it's money.
Mm-hmm.
And if they see where they can make some money working together, they will work together.
They will work
They
together.
do it in what they call Congress now. Hey, we can work together because we can make money off of this, y'all. Yeah. All right. Well,
That's
that's
it.
Where I was
fine.
going.
I know I don't like you,
Yeah.
but they don't
Black
care.
folks, we'll be. I don't want to go over
Nah,
there
I don't
because
like them. I don't like. Nah, man. We
I
got
don't
to
like
get
the way
past
they do.
that.
I have a perceived slight against this organization or against what this one person who was in the organization did. So I'm
Yeah.
just gonna talk crap and talk noise and be upset. Like, come on, man.
Come on.
It ain't
Yeah,
even
we
about.
got to get past that. We
It's
have to
like petty.
mature past that
Yeah.
and understand the mission and period. Just understand the mission. And if you feel a call for the mission,
Mm-hmm.
you can look past all that stuff, put your part in, so that the mission can be accomplished. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and it's about us working together and becoming one and becoming great again.
That's right.
You know, you have a few pockets of success, financially successful people, you know, that they work within their little group. Now, if we all could work this within in a national stage of all working together, that would be phenomenal.
That's it.
I think we already put that together, though, on an international level. That is, I mean, at least trying to make connections in different countries in Africa, you know, and
Yeah,
we've been putting that together. We've been, man, you know, I mean, let me see, 1, 2, 3. I got over 5 meetings with different business owners. We doing it.
yeah,
We doing it, you know, and we just trying to see how can we work together. And
yeah,
they give their, you know, they give their take on it. We give our take on it, and we try, you know, and see what we can do together. And that's
yeah.
the start. That is the start. This economic powerhouse.
Right.
Yes. Exactly.
You know, one of the things that keeps us back is saying that we don't have the money to do something. And I heard something yesterday that reminded me that when you look at most businesses, corporations, those people don't use their own money.
Mm-hmm.
They've either used a family member has bought into their dream, or a bank has given them the money, but they didn't necessarily have their own. I know that from a minority standpoint, sometimes we have a harder time to get that money, but don't let money is just a tool. Don't let the money get into your mind and think that because I don't have the money, I can't do something. The money is a lot of times the easiest part.
Exactly.
It's true.
You just gotta find a way to tap into it.
Exactly.
You know, and like I said, if everybody put a little bit in, everybody make a little investment here, a little investment there. If you believe in the mission, you got the money. You know,
I think in due time, in a very short time, the brothers and sisters, they gonna start seeing it. They gonna start understanding the mission a whole lot deeper, and they go start the donation. They go pick up on donation because now they seeing a bigger picture, and it's involving them. It's going to involve them, whether or not they want to, you know, accept it or not. They're gonna say, but I'm gonna tell you one thing: the Gentiles understand it. They understand it very well.
Yes,
They
they feel the
understand it
pinch.
down to a T.
Yep, they
were
feel the
like,
pinch.
"Oh no, yes, we got to look here, bro." I went to the farmers market. You know, you have Chinese people living in some of these villages.
What?
Yes.
I've heard that. I've seen some pictures and videos too that they'll be dwelling with villagers.
Yes.
Yeah. So they going over there in our land, hanging out with our women, sucking up the resources that belong to us, And a lot of us like, nah, that ain't. I don't want to do that. But they're
You know
taking
what?
your inheritance.
Mm.
And
Your plight. Yeah.
this is the problem, though. It's us who's not recognizing that. They know where they need to go. They
Yes.
know if I'm go eat, I need to be in Africa.
Exactly. If I if I want to eat healthy food,
Yes.
I need to be in Africa. If I don't want to
Yeah.
work, my fingers to the bone every day, just to keep my light bill paid, I need to go to Africa. If I want clean air, and peace, I'm going to Africa. And people just think because they got a job making 70, 80, 100, $200,000. Oh, I got peace. No, you don't, Joker.
Oh no.
Because just because you got money, that ain't peace. That's more problems.
And I was just gonna say, more money, more problems. That's America,
More money,
right?
more problem. And I got this BMW. I gotta take that to the shop today, $1,500. I also gotta take my Land Cruiser, $2,500. Gotta pay this $700 light bill. Man, nah, I really, but you have to be willing to exchange a more modest lifestyle, but you will gain peace and
We're
freedom to
used
be
to
able to do what
excess.
you want.
We're used
Say
to
what?
excess. We're used to excess over here.
Yes,
Everything
yes,
in America
yeah,
is excess, and I believe
yeah,
that's also by design. So
yeah,
that way
Oh yeah, it's strictly by design, brother. It's strictly
yeah,
by design. 2 burgers, 2 fries, and a Diet
Mm,
yeah.
Coke.
come
Please,
on
come
now.
on.
Every corner you want to go
Yeah.
to, there's one available for you to get. Well, not
Yep,
over here recently, but it used to be 24 hours a day. You could go find you something or anything you want any time of
yep,
day. They made consumerism very easy over here. And so
yeah,
when you go
Mhm.
yeah,
to a place where the consumerism is limited, your mind is going to rebel, it's going to reel from that because you're like, oh, this isn't what I'm used to. You got to realize you were used to excess in a negative way. Half of the time,
exactly.
need to have a burger joint on every corner because guess what? That's the
You
reason why we
know,
got the weight problems we got now.
weight problems, the health problems, and people don't really see the hidden cost of eating bad because your health will diminish. You can't get out and enjoy life because you got uh heart problems or kidney
Mhm.
problems or whatever. Because this is 4 or 5 years ago, I knew a young lady who was my age, and she was on blood pressure pills, and I'm like, Joker, you ain't even 50. Why you on? But she ate whatever she wanted, whenever she wanted, and hence lies the problem. And if you stay on that blood pressure pills, then you wind up in dialysis,
Yep.
and then you wind up in a box. But
Same old cycle.
same old,
I
same old.
mean, yeah.
To everything
But
you're saying,
Go ahead, brother. Fast.
say it again.
the key to everything you're saying is Judah. Is Judah waking up to who they are and going back to the continent to bring our knowledge, our experience to the people there. As we've spoken about many occasions, that's the biggest fear that the Gentiles have.
Yep. Because when we can put our knowledge and experience with their resources, hey, it's over. It's
No, it's
Well, you
over.
know what? It's more so blending the knowledge. It's the blending of the knowledge that's the fearful tactic that they see in. If you blend you,
Mhm.
bruh, if you take 2 cultures but of the same bloodline and you blend them together, they may speak different languages, but trust and believe they will work in unison. All those speaking a different language. We just got that gift. We
Yeah.
can work it.
It even worked for
Yeah.
them. That's what happened with them. They're literally nothing but a bunch of disparate tribes that came together to take down a bigger opponent, us. the melanated folks that was running everything at that time. Let's just be for real. That's what we're seeing. This is why things in the world center are fracturing, because they have no unity no more. And the other ones who were lesser than the ruling class, they're all uniting now. That's why you got Putin making a whole assembling of the Avengers all through Asia, just riding around Asia, just meeting everybody. He's meeting all the heads of state.
Y'all come with me. I have a plan.
He meet with India. You know what I'm saying? He took Kim Jong-un on a joyride. There's videos of them riding around
Exactly. I remember that. Come on. We can be friends.
I'm like, come on, man. That it's you pay attention, you see what's happening in the world. They're literally it's revelations going on. This is why it's time for us to be like, hey, I ain't finna back the losing team. I'm not gonna say even the rats have enough sense to hop off the ship when the ship is sinking. I keep saying that, but it's the truth.
It is definitely the truth.
The animals move in more wisdom than humans. You know, humans will see things going bad, but will still do the same thing that you've been programmed to do, because it's like literally people are programmed. We are programmed with a paradigm that we think this is the way to do it. We look at what the other cultures and other countries, the way that they tell us to look at them, and we don't look at it for what it is. This is why we made our getting relationships a pivotal thing, because you have to get that nonsense that they put out of your head. You have to deprogram yourself and gain a real, genuine understanding of the culture. You can't just go off of what you see on TV and what you just hear. You have to make a real concerted effort to connect with people.
Exactly. Because they're going to tell you that Africa is its whole country.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all don't need to go there. But even though they have homes and estates in that on that continent, because not everywhere, but in a lot of places, more places than not, of Africa is just beautiful. The air is cleaner, and it's just it is amazing. But they're gonna tell you, no, you don't want to go there. They're gonna show you the worst of the worst of the worst. But you have to realize it's the same thing in America.
They don't like you anyway. The Africans.
Exactly. But America, what Go Black says, damn Erica. There are so many poor people here, but they only show people the very wealthy people, the very nice houses. But all that stuff is in Africa, and is so much less expensive as compared to here in America. A house that they would pay $300,000-$400,000 for here, you can get anywhere from $70,000 to $100,000. And the way and a lot of ways that they do stuff in on the continent is that they pay cash as you go. You want to build a foundation? Okay, pay for this. You want to put the framing up? Say what?
And you truly own it. You don't have to worry about
Exactly. So you don't have to have no mortgage on it for 15 to 30 years, you know, and you own it. And when you get the keys, you're done.
You're done. No taxes.
No taxes, no nothing. You know, you're done. So, but you know, we have to learn to research for ourselves, because for 54 years, not 54, maybe about 50 years, I did not think Africa had anything to offer. But once the Most High opened my eyes and allowed me to begin, and he began to show me different things about Africa, and then I finally had the opportunity to go, and I was like, man, where have I been all of my life? I could have came here at 30 and been well on my way to being, I could have been able to enjoy my life without all the stresses of trying to accomplish and to gain all of these things, things in excess, or a really expensive car, really expensive. Oh, that's not necessary. Yeah, out of it. Yep, right in the rat race. Hey, going right around in circles,
Right around in
not getting
circles.
nowhere. Hey,
Doing the
hey,
same thing.
hey, you make money, you get more bills. You make money, you get more, make more money, get more bills. Oh, wait a minute, you lost your job, you filing bankruptcy, you're out on the corner under the bridge.
Oh.
You know, hey, sharing a ball of grape and coke with, with, with the other boy that made bad decisions.
Think
That's
about it.
it.
Hey, just waterfall it, brother. Don't put your lips on it. Waterfall it.
Most
Mm-mm.
countries that are considered third world, they won't let a foreigner own because they don't because once you own it outright. But where
Yeah,
in
yeah.
America, they'll let a foreigner own because at the end you don't really own it.
You never do, but people don't look at that because if you stop paying taxes or you stop paying taxes on your property, even though it's paid for. Stop paying taxes on it. You can find your stuff on the street.
Yep.
You're gonna find out who really own that land. You're gonna
You can
find
be
out
like, what?
real
Or,
quick.
or if they want to put a road through, or the power company or the gas company, they come through, you have this big old hole in your yard. What happened? Well, it's called eminent domain.
Eminent domain.
We needed to run a sewer through your front yard. What?
And you got no
Who
say
does that?
so. They done dug up your
Nothing.
yard.
Yes. That you done paid $10,000 for somebody to landscape for you. Now you got this long line of red clay mud on top of your beautiful Georgia grass. Hey, it'll grow back. They don't care, and they not gonna fix it back right. They just can
Oh,
cover it up and keep it pushing.
you got to call the
So
company to complain, and they just
yeah,
just rigmarole. I worked at
man,
a cable company down here when Verizon was doing all their digging, and just what you said, Uncle Walt, we used to get calls all the time because they would come in, dig up people's cable, and break their cable.
my bad.
Yeah, that's it, and they keep it
That's
moving.
it.
Call
And
your
they ain't
company and keep
worried.
it moving.
Yeah, Colorado, they'll come back. I gotta make this happen. I gotta make this money.
No accountability. America just have everything going in this big circle of making more money for more money. There was this one white dude I used to like to watch on his YouTube videos. He talked a lot about finance and stuff. And one
Hmm.
day he got rid of all his cars, all his fancy stuff, and he went very minimalistic and simplistic. And he made one of the best videos I've seen. He was like, I really came to this conclusion. He was like that, when he said the same thing about it's just a wheel. He's like, you make more money,
Exactly.
and they tell you that you have to have these things to be seen as successful.
Yes,
So you get
you
those
gotta go to
things.
these restaurants. Then, then,
Exactly.
then it costs you more money. So you got
Exactly.
to keep money. Then you got to have emergency fund because you don't. If you lose your job, you don't want to have to downsize. You want to keep that same. You want to keep that same energy, man. Man, forget that.
It's futility. It's really a
Yeah,
break. A lot of the things that we sit here and say, "Oh, I need," "Oh, I gotta have," and get all sedity about, it's really nothing. It's futile. It's simple stuff. Because when you
yeah,
see how
yeah,
these other folks live in other countries, a simple life, they may not have all the fancy things, but they have peace. There's one thing I can
yeah,
say. I see these women. They get up in Africa. I've watched their blogs where they get up early in the morning and be working. Got to walk down to wells and pull water up and stuff just to make breakfast and just to get
yeah,
stuff going. Just a lot of extensive work, and not once do they sit down and be like, oh, and complain. I had seen the one lady, like, she was like, hey, you don't complain. She was literally
yeah,
showing how she had to go outside, and she has a place in her garden that she specially grew some bamboo where she can like drape a towel over and take a shower like in her garden and have privacy. And she's like, hey, we don't
yeah,
have the indoor plumbing, but you don't complain. Her whole video was don't complain.
yeah, man. But it's it's just like I say the peace that comes with not having to just work so hard over here is worth it. We're gonna move over there, and there can be a lot of things that we don't have compared to here, but it is okay.
Hmm.
I won't have to work as hard. My wife won't have to work as hard. We can pay for stuff and just be done with it. and
And ain't
enjoy it.
nobody calling Africa a utopia. Ain't nobody saying it's like a
Nah.
we literally sat up here and talked about all the problems and stuff that's going
Oh
on.
yeah, they got problems. They got problems.
Sat up here and talked about all the issues and stuff that's going on. But what we're saying is, despite all of that, because America got far worse problems. That's the thing. And then I'm like looking at the two. I'd rather deal with the stuff in America and Africa because it's fixable if we work together. Versus over here, we can work together over here, and you'll never. You look at what happened when we built up all our cities over here. We had 14 African American owned banks in America. Where are they?
They tore them down and flooded the city.
We have multiple cities, Tulsa, Okeechobee, Rosewood, all these different black cities that were good and prosperous. Where are they now?
Gone. Bye. Night.
You know, like we always want to look at other places. Oh, they got this, they got that. Literally, we got all kinds. I just heard about a young boy that just got shot and killed, and other young black dudes is over here singing and celebrating. But you want to tell me that they violent over there? Come on, man.
Nah.
You got these little young dudes over here killing people and dancing on their graves, bro.
Yes.
And you want to tell me that there's other places is dangerous and all this crazy stuff? They have a semblance of order. I think Uncle Mike had just told us a story. Uncle Mike, tell us that story about that dude that robbed the store people and how they came in and brought that thing to justice.
Oh, that brother, he stole something. He was right there and they grabbed it. So the owner of the shop started chasing him down. He said one word, thief, throughout the whole neighborhood. Everybody stuck their head out and stepped out on the road.
Yep, into that.
and then they stopped him. And so what they did, they called the police. So instead of them waiting for the police, there's always a community jail. And they know the person who has the key. They call the person, boom, they throw that person right there in that jail. He may sit there for a couple of days until the police come pick him up.
What?
They don't play. Now, one of them, the other guy, he broke in somebody's house. And they knew of him being a thief in the neighborhood. But when he broke in this one person's house, they laid him down. He don't get back up. They had to take his body out. The police came up, put him in the back of the truck, and they drove off. And they talked to the person who did. They say he broke in my house. That's all they know. That was it. They don't go no further than that. All right. And the people saying he's known to being a thief.
Yep.
Now we're in America. Can you run and yell thief and everybody gonna come out and help you?
No, what they can do is they can lock their doors. They can lock their doors. Click.
They ain't even gonna step outside like they did. They're gonna walk inside. They got a community jail because they're coming together as a community. Over here,
exactly.
The criminals get put back on the street. They let the criminals. And then if you try to stop the criminal, they'll lock you up.
Yeah, because if somebody break in your house and you lay them down, they're going to arrest you. They're going to arrest you, take you to jail, and make you bond out and pay for an attorney and pay court costs just to prove that somebody broke in your house. And you should have a right to defend the things that you work so hard to accumulate.
Exactly. You know,
I ain't worried about the things. Shoot. You ain't got no business in my house, period. I don't care what you're here for.
They could be in my family too.
Right. Hey, if you ain't on the lease and you ain't on the mortgage, you ain't invited, you ain't got no business. Why you in my house at 3 o'clock in the morning for? Anyway, that's what I want to know. What we got? We had an appointment.
But we always look at, this is that, that same little, the revilement, it's really a fear. It's really fear. It's fear of the unknown. Most people don't move out of the city that they live in, especially black folks.
Yes.
Most don't even leave the city that they live in. It's like, you got this. It's the same thing our folks went through back in Egypt. Oh, we had it good here. We had it good here. We had it good here. This is the same sentiment that I see going on now. It's not about saying that some place is better. It's about understanding what's there. That's why we form the relationship to understand what's going on. Because guess what? These Chinese is moving over there. They ain't saying, oh, it's this and it's that over there. No, they going over there getting in these villages and having babies. And then you got the African Americans with the rightful heritage over here talking crap.
And then when when I said this down, when I say Chinese, I'm talking about a husband and wife couple and things moving here in the village. Yes,
And see,
that's what I'm talking about.
This jokers are moving in
Hey
because
man, let me
it's
tell you something.
cheaper.
Hey, they know that the majority of the food that is coming to China is coming from Africa. Well, I'm
So
gonna
they
go to
just
food and
skipping the middleman.
to get rid of the middleman. I'm gonna go move there myself. So
That's
now
right.
China,
Exactly.
this is what they did. They opened up the borders for Africans. Yeah, they can go there, but they get treated like dogs there now. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, they do.
They treat the Africans like dogs, but they get treated here with respect. Don't get me wrong. It ain't like the brothers and sisters over here kissing their butt. They do not mess with them, but you let these brothers go to Africa. It's a whole different story. Different story.
They willing to come over there and stay, work with Africans, and they literally use the word African as a pejorative. I read some Chinese comics, and then I've seen them one time use the word African as to describe somebody as stupid and retarded. That's the words that they were using in this thing to describe Africans. That's the wording that they use, and they're going in over there. But we, the ones with the rightful heritage, always making
exactly.
excuses.
Because we're afraid, Now I agree. Some of us may not have the resources because we think that it's like crazy expensive. Now they do make it expensive to get there, but if you find the right airline at the right time of year, you can get a round trip ticket cheaper to go to Tanzania than you can to go from Florida to California.
Oh well, we got that handle. We've been there.
Yeah.
That's the whole purpose of us doing business here is to make their flight, their visit or stay a lot smoother. You come in within an organization. This is the reason why we ask for donation, because we out here doing the footwork. We go out here meeting people and things of that nature. So right. Say, Vincent, you got a sister. She said, you know what? I want to come there and do business and things of that nature. She will have everything she needs as long as she have her funds together. She can come. Boom. I'm coming up under this enterprise. Because if you come in by yourself, oh no, you will come here with your money in your pocket, but you will leave out broke.
Yep, and angry and saying that they just took advantage of me. We have to move, like Sister Shar says, we have to move as a tribe. We have to all move as one, and when we move as one, we're unstoppable. We're unstoppable.
The other nations move. The other nations be moving over there and making all these moves. You don't hear the Indians saying, "Oh, well, we have to take care of India first, and we got to worry about India." No, they're about the enterprises because they understand that if they expand into other nations, obviously they're going to be able to take care of themselves. And that's what they do. They go over there and build communities and help people of themselves. All the other nations do that. Again,
and they're nice
with excuses.
Yep, and they're nice communities because they have like a 10-foot concrete fence. But one day one of the gates was open and I was like, are you kidding me? Then I look around.
Custom doors.
And I look around them in the houses around them, they're horrible. But then they had the gate open, I peeped in there, I said, man, that's a utopia. It was beautiful, but they built their own little area up and made it nice. But they work as a unit. It's one unit, and we can work together. We can do the same thing or greater.
Way better.
I think we're doing it. It's just a matter of us believing in us. And don't get me wrong, I know what the world has done, but there's a time it's going to come when you got to like, look here, let me just recalculate my line of thinking.
Yeah.
And that's what it's going to take. It's going to take a person take a personal reloading, as you may say, and start rethinking things. Because now, all right, here we are. you know, looking at different ventures where what we can do with the brothers here. It don't make sense to try to reinvent the wheel. If you have a brother here and he has so many hectares of beans and rice, but he can't afford a tractor. All this, then he got to do this manually.
Yeah.
So now you talk with this brother, you put him on your list. All right, what is it that you need? You get all the information that you need. Hey, when is the harvest? How much do rice? And you start moving that stuff and see how you can do business with your brother. At the same time, you helping him, he's helping you, and you're both growing together.
Yeah, and building that relationship.
That's it. And that's what we've been doing.
It's not just transactional.
Yes,
and that is a big difference between America and the continent. They believe in building relationships. In America, we just want that bread. Give me that. Give me my money. I'm gonna give you this service. Give me my money, and I don't want to see you until next time that we do business.
No, you really don't want that type of business. Yeah.
They want to sit down. They want to talk to you. They want to be in relationships. We met a guy through one of my wife's friends that's on the continent, and this guy, he don't know us from Adam's house cat. My dad used to say that. And he says that when y'all come visit, you just let me know and y'all can stay with us. Y'all don't have to worry about getting a hotel or nothing. Y'all come, y'all stay with us, and I'll show y'all around. And I'm like, what? Man, you don't know us? That's how we do over here. Because they like relationships. And we over here, we like having relationships. I mean, think about all the barbecues and cookouts that we have because we like hanging out, talking to one another, and building relationships. It's just on a whole different level. And when you do business, it's the same way. Let's hang out. Let's get to know each other and see how we can work together.
Big facts. But
that's what it boils down to being.
Yep.
The main thing we wanted to push today was the fact that the currency of the future in Africa is relationships, and that's what Q2UA is working to build. We have Uncle Mike over there. He's seeing things firsthand. He's building relationships firsthand on there on the ground. He's getting the recon of the land.
He's doing the recon.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Preparing the way.
Preparing the way. We've been talking to people, and not just any people. We talk to the people in the right places that understand the right things so we can get accurate information. We're not coming out trying to step on no one's toes or do nothing. We're just bringing people accurate information of what's going on because we don't want to see nobody in the diaspora hustle. We don't want to see nobody taking advantage of. We already get taken advantage of enough. And now it's time for us to move as a unit so that we can get our interests done collectively. And that's what we got to start moving mentally, is that it's a collective interest. It's not about me and this. It's about coming out of your comfort zone and moving. You can't move into prosperity doing the same thing that you've always been doing. At some point, you got to change your thinking and change your way of looking at things and do something different. That is the key. Doing the same thing, expecting change is insanity. Doing this, sit here and saying, "Oh, I'm gonna wait on the Most High," but not doing nothing is just the same way as the servant that buried his talent and didn't do nothing. He just buried the talent. Oh, I waited for the master to come back. What are you doing?
You gotta do something.
You gotta do something. So we appreciate y'all coming through with us this morning. We wanted to really get everybody out talking about the relationships that we got going. Wanted to remind everybody to always check our website to look at Nature's Legacy Garden, another African Diaspora business that we're working with. To get things going, as well as the He Say She Say with Sister Shar with her mediation business that she runs every Monday at 6. Africa. I'm sorry. Question Night Africa is all about the relationships and getting the diaspora in places that make us succeed and thrive with the gift and talents that you have. Auntie Darlene, she's the woman that runs Nature's Legacy Garden. She'll be with us on, I believe, Friday, and you'll get able to see and hear. This is what we do. We form the relationships here, we form the relationships there, and then we bring everybody together. So, Uncle Walt, Uncle Mike, I appreciate y'all coming on and everything.
For sure.
Not a problem.
We will see y'all tomorrow morning. We appreciate your time with us.
All right, shalom, fam.
Shalom.
What were you taught about marriage? Did it have you properly prepared for the journey or desperately frustrated looking for the nearest escape? I'm Shar, founder of Law for Love, the most special place in the legal system in Atlanta. And after navigating families through the court system for more than 13 years, we are now taking those lessons learned to serve and support families to build healthier, happier, more purposeful marriages. Join us live on YouTube at Law for Love ATL Monday nights for our family meetings. Yes, grown folk discussions.